Hi everyone! I know it's been a while, but I'm back to do another makeup release video. Now this is going to be dating back all the way to the beginning of March. I was gone for like the first half of March, so I've just, it's been a little while since I filmed a makeup news, so this is going to be a little bit more stacked than usual. I initially had actually probably double the amount of stuff I'm going to be talking about today, but as I was pulling all of the screenshots together, I saw that some of the posts were gone, which happens, and I also just kind of had lost interest in some other things. So this at this point is going to be stuff that I am interested in talking about. Now please, I'm going to scooch over now. Now please note, this month and onwards my makeup budget has really been cut down because of my medical bills, because we live in the glorious Eagle Land, United States of America. So I am currently being fleeced by the healthcare system. So my makeup budget really is not what it used to be. So you'll hear me talking about these things, you'll hear me say, oh my god, I like this so much, or this is so exciting to me, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna buy it. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm able to buy it. Nobody's watching my videos to get angry at politics. So rant aside, I'll go ahead and get started. I'll have screenshots here. As usual, I pull mostly from Makeup on Your Radar. I really try to source her as often as possible because I do really like her account. I also do go to like Beauty Box Korea, and I'll also go sometimes to Olive Young, and other times I'll go to the official brand page, and then if I can't find it anywhere else, I'll go to Trend Mood. So that's kind of where everything is from. So the first thing I want to talk about is that Suku has two collections, one of which has been officially revealed and is actually released, and the other one of which has only been teased by one of those like luxury beauty, like leaky-esque accounts. First of all, I didn't realize Suku released so many collections in a year. For being a luxury beauty brand, they really drop a lot of makeup, which for me, that's kind of difficult to keep up with because Suku's expensive. Sadly, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get either of these, and the pre-summer 2024 collection, which you can see here, is so pretty. I really wanted to try one of the eyeshadow sticks and the purple quad, but I just don't think I'm going to be able to. The summer 2024 collection, the quads are really pretty too, like the greens and the earthier colors. I'll put that up here now. And there's like these new like cheeky lippy balmy things. There wasn't too many details on what those exactly are. I will definitely keep my eye out on that. Maybe if I can, if I have the money by the time the summer collection drops, I'm kind of interested in getting one of the balms, but I don't know. We'll have to see. The next things that I want to talk about, I'm like 99% sure I'm not going to be getting these anytime soon unless they literally went half off. But I just wanted to bring up that Makeup by Mario did release a cool Master Mattes palette. I have heard really good things about his formula. I don't own either of his palettes though. I have those colors. But I swatched it in store, and you guys, I have to be honest, like half that palette is warm, and 4 of the shades could have been 2. Like the 4 of those shades are 2 pairs that are too close to each other, like Natasha Denona vibes here. And half of the browns in that palette are honestly pretty warm. So I don't know if I would call it a cool Master Mattes palette. It's a lot warmer in person than it looks in the pictures. So I was kind of let down when I swatched it. I'm not getting it either way, but I just wanted to point that out for anyone who is interested in getting it, to just kind of be warned. And for the price you're paying, if it's gonna say advertise itself as a cool palette, I think you'd want it to like be cool. Next, I just wanted to shout this out and congratulate her. Congratulations to Steph's Beauty Stash releasing a collaboration with Gourmand Girls. This is a very pretty looking palette. Not really my color scheme preference and definitely not fitting in my budget right now, so I'm not getting it, but I did just want to point out that is released. I don't know if it's still in stock. I don't know how long it'd be in stock for, but I just wanted to say congratulations to Steph's Beauty Stash. I do watch her videos. I really like how honest she is, especially with her foundation reviews, and I also really like how thorough her foundation reviews are, so even though we have different skin types, I still find them a useful reference, just, to give me an idea of how things perform. So congratulations, it's very pretty. Next, I don't know if I want to buy this. I tested out the texture and things in Sephora recently, and I'm like tempted to get it, but I don't know if I really have the money to be splurging on it right now. Like, it's in my Sephora sale cart, which at the time that this video is going up will be in full swing, but I don't know if I can bring myself to do it yet. But the packaging and the scent and everything, like, it's so cute, and it just felt so nice and plush. Like, definitely felt like something I could really put on for my dry skin. And it's a new sleeping mask from Laneige. Now, I don't really use Laneige skincare except for the lip sleeping mask, just because I have other things I like, so I never really felt the need to like keep trying more skincare. But this seems like a really great idea for a nighttime moisturizer for me. I used to use the Sulwhasoo sleeping mask religiously, but then I like used it all up and I just haven't repurchased it since, because it's, you know, it's kind of expensive. So I was considering this one. I don't know though. You know, we're starting to go into spring, summer, so I'm gonna buy it at a time where I might not need it, because when it gets really hot and humid in North Carolina, I really have to actually lay off on my skincare, or else I will turn myself into a grease ball. So even though I have dry skin, I still do have to be really careful. It's kind of a really big balancing act during the summer. So this would be something that maybe, I don't know, maybe if it's still in stock, I might actually wait till the Sephora fall sale, because then it would be more seasonal. But I am very interested in it, so if any of you guys have opinions on it, please let me know. Next is a foaming primer from Milk. When I first saw this, I totally immediately thought of the Meredith Duxbury Morphe collab, which also had a foaming primer. And the only reason that I am sharing that this exists is because the only thing I really have left to say is I do not like how products are seemingly now developed more to prioritize potential for virality over actual practical quality. That's just what I want to say. That's my hot take of the century. I'm just going to say that, and this is exhibit A for that. I feel like this is the direction that makeup is trending in these days, is it's prioritizing more of that initial wham bam first impression over actually being good. I'll move on now. Next is a new collection from Etude House. It is their Whipping Cloud collection, and what makes this collection a little bit more unique is that the blushes are cream. These like putty-ish, doughy-ish, jelly-ish, bouncy-ish blushes are currently being really trendy in Asia, and especially in Korea. They've taken off in full swing. The Fui pudding pots really took off like a rocket, and now a lot of other brands are releasing their own takes on these doughier blushes. The Etude House ones in particular are really giving me strong vibes in terms of shade resemblances to the M Cosmetics one. I'm not saying anyone's copying, I'm just saying like trends. Trend-wise, these like muted tones of blush are so trendy, and this formula is so trendy, so these definitely caught my eye. I haven't actually bought or used anything from Etude. They used to be called Etude House. They rebranded to Etude in a really long time. They kind of fell off for me, but this like kind of caught my eye, and the eyeshadow palettes are really pretty too, and I think they also have a creamier formula to them, so I'd be interested to try it, if only just to see what that new formula is like. But I don't really have the budget to spare right now, but I mean, I don't know, it's like, I'm tempted. I like to stare at it and look at it and wish I could have it, but I just like, it's just really interesting. The other thing from Etude House is their over glowy tints. I ordinarily am not really paying attention to too many Korean glossy tints that come out, because if I did, I literally could fill up an entire room with Korean lip products. I mean, they're just coming out like insanely quickly. But what will catch my eye with a glowy tint is if the shade range has unique shades that I haven't really seen in other places. And the Etude over glowy tints, there were a couple shades that really caught my eye that I haven't really seen from other brands, especially Romand, which is my most complete collection. I mostly pay attention to other releases to fill in the holes that Romand doesn't. Romand kind of has like their color safe spot that they like to stick to. I know they used to be a lot more like out there with their shades, but they have since really like kind of just jumped onto the muted color trend like everyone else, and they never left. So I feel like other brands are kind of having to fill in the gap of slightly more unconventional colors for me. So some of these over glowy tints did kind of catch my eye, but I don't know, we'll see. Like, I want them, but that doesn't necessarily mean I can get them. Next, from Florasis, I am tempted to ask if they'll send it to me, but so I don't know, we'll see if I'm shameless enough to ask. But they released a new moisturizer that is specifically designed as a primer. You guys know I'm always on the hunt for a good primer that will do that for me, with my favorite one of all time being from Dominique Cosmetics, the now discontinued Ultra Hydrating Primer. So when I saw that, I was like, I mean, that looks like something that I could benefit from. It looks like something that I would want and that would check all my boxes. So I don't know if I'm gonna get it. It's kind of pricey, not gonna lie. I may just see if they'll send it to me, because sometimes I just don't want to have to feel like I need to be polite all the time. Sometimes I'm just like, I should just go bother people. The worst that happens is they tell me no. I don't know, so I might ask. We'll see. But it definitely caught my eye. It's called like what, like the peach or something, so I'm hoping it's not too fragranced, I guess, but we'll see on that one. Next, I haven't seen any more details on this beyond the tease from Trend Mood, but ColourPop is going to be collabing with Pokemon. I am going to buy it once it releases. Unless the packaging is like super trashy and the colors are super sucky, I am definitely actually legit going to make sure I set my alarm and grab this one. Like, let me just have my nostalgia consumerism sometimes, okay? I actually ended up skipping the ColourPop and Twilight collection, so I think I'm allowed to have something. So if it comes out and it doesn't look like complete trash, like the Animal Crossing one I was so excited for and then it disappointed me. So if the Pokemon one doesn't disappoint me, which I don't know how optimistic I am about that, I'll be honest, then I'm just gonna go ahead and set my alarm and buy the whole thing. Yeah. Like, I've probably sunk like 400 to 450 hours into Scarlet and Violet at this point, and my record was like 700 hours in Pokemon Y, so like, I like it, okay, so let me have this. Next, we got 2 releases from Armani Beauty, who still won't bring back the Neo Nude Melting Color Bombs. I'm still mad about that. But the first thing is these new glosses. These look really, really pretty. I gotta be honest, I am so susceptible to luxury glosses. I actually am pretty good at not buying them in the end, but I am so vulnerable to wanting them when I first see them. And I have one sitting in my cart right now, like the cherry red one. Don't know if I'm gonna get it, but like, it's so tempting because luxury glosses, it's like the packaging is always so nice, the marketing is always so nice, the aesthetics are always so nice, like, but it's a gloss. I don't know. I'm like a little magpie, so that is what it is. The next thing I only saw on the Trend Mood page, and I've only seen so far product shots. I don't see any swatches. I don't really see information on the finish or the consistency, so this is totally up in the air, but Armani is going to be releasing Luminous Silk Cheek Tints, which caught my eye. I could be interested. If they're dewy and oily and moisturizing and glowy, then I'm not interested, and I'll just ignore it for the rest of my life. But if they're more of like that satin natural, they're a bit thicker, maybe even a little bit moussier, you got me. You might have got me. I do really like that kind of liquid cheek formula, so we'll see about that. One of the top comments was so funny. It was like, I can't even afford to look at this photo, and I was like, yeah, it does feel that way, doesn't it? So, but I'm very interested. I'll see if more information comes out and I've still retained interest by then, I will bring it up again in another makeup news video, because right now there's just so little information to go off of. But next, from Lisa Eldridge, I do actually want to buy this. I used to be so anti-skin tint because for the longest time, and even now, I still prefer to have like at least a lower medium coverage, preferably high medium coverage. If I'm going to go through the effort of putting on foundation, I want it to cover and perfect my skin. Like, I want to look like my skin is perfect. I'm not going to go through all the effort of putting on foundation only for it to look like I have no foundation on. I'm not a no makeup person, okay? And not me. But at the same time, I feel like with how trendy skin tints have been, there's kind of been a push for skin tints where even if the coverage is light, there's still now this new demand for skin tints that can still smooth texture, smooth over pores, and conceal general discoloration. And I could get on board with that, because like one of the things I didn't like about skin tints in the past was because I feel like, you know, it literally looked like I had no foundation on. Like texture, pores, everything was still looked the exact same, whereas I use higher coverage foundations and my pores look smoothed over, especially on the inner part of my face where my pores are more prominent. You know, a good foundation can really cover all that up and make it look just perfectly smooth like a marshmallow. So recently in Korea, there's a huge new trend of foundation finishes, which if you follow Korean makeup, you might have noticed a bunch of dewy foundations released that also claimed to be super smoothing, which is new. And the reason for that is because there was a new trend in South Korea called the boiled egg or the peeled egg skin look. And it looks exactly like you would expect. It has a glow, it has a gloss, it's plumped, it's hydrated, but it's smooth. This Lisa Eldridge skin tint kind of gives me the vibes of having some of those next gen features where it's a little bit more smoothing, it's a little bit more coverage while still maintaining, but while still differentiating itself from just being an outright foundation. So I think I'm interested in trying it, and I think given that it's Lisa Eldridge, there might actually also be a shade that fits me, because the other reason I don't generally go for skin tints is because brands love to use skin tints as an excuse to make a trashy shade range, and that means that not only is the darker end of the scale just completely excluded, but it also does mean if you have olive undertones, you probably are SOL too. Okay, next. There are 2 new shades from Urban Decay's Moon Dust formula. Now, I'm definitely not going to be getting these on release or anything like that. Urban Decay does have sales all the time, so even for something like a 20% off coupon at Ulta or Sephora, I still would recommend you wait for an Urban Decay sale to get Moon Dust shadows, just straight up. So generally speaking, most of my singles I've either gotten as gift with purchases or I've gotten them half off. But these 2 new shades are so super duper pretty. I especially like the darker taupier one, go figure, no surprises. I do really like the Moon Dust formula. I actually don't really think it got much worse when they reformulated their eyeshadows. I think it's still pretty good. I do have a couple at this point, and I also do have the 2 Moon Dust palettes, which I enjoy, so if it goes half off, I think I'll go ahead and get these and continue to add to my collection. But yeah, I just want to point out those do exist, but I think you can wait for a sale. Okay, next from Lunar Beauty. Now, I do have videos where I used Lunar Beauty in the past and I raved about them so much, so some of you may be wondering why Lunar Beauty suddenly disappeared from my channel. And it's not because I lost interest in Lunar Beauty, quite to the contrary. I love everything about Manny's brand aesthetics so much. It is so perfect. I just love everything. So up my alley, so beautiful, and I love the colors, and I do genuinely think his formulas are really good, especially the glosses and lip oils are like insane. But I just really don't have it in me to buy from Lunar Beauty right now when Manny is so just like this with James Charles. I just really can't bring myself to do it. I feel like I would just feel really bad. So the Moon Shroom collection that released just about killed me because I really do actually quite like fungus. I think they're so pretty, they're so unique, they're so fascinating, especially the slime molds. Fascinating creatures, okay, like seriously. So when he revealed the Moon Shroom collection, I was like, oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me, like the prettiest collection ever. But I just can't do it. And it really sucks because I do genuinely love the color scheme in that palette. I almost could cave. Unfortunately, I'm not buying from it, but I wish I could. And I'm sure many of you guys also are very familiar with that feeling. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this just for budgetary reasons, but when I saw this from Dandelions Co., I thought it was super cute. I don't know what's going to be inside it, so I guess if the inside is still interesting to me, when it gets revealed, I'll talk about it again later. But Dandelions Co. has a new palette, and they tease the outer packaging, and some of the shades inside are like green and grungy, called Feeding Frenzy. And I don't know, it seemed really cute to me. Like, I just really like the idea, so I just wanted to share that. I don't actually own anything from Dandelions Co. It's been a brand I've wanted to try for a while, but I just never really quite got around to it. Maybe someday. There's a lot of makeup brands I'd like to try, presuming I have the energy to do so. I'm feeling better. I can actually like test makeup and film and upload more often. Like if I can get to the point where I can upload 3 times a week, then there's a lot more brands and products I'd love to try and feature on camera. But right now I'm also limited by the fact that I like don't film and upload that often, so even if I did want to buy all the makeup, even if I could buy all the makeup, a lot of it would just get sent to the pile of shame. Let's just be realistic. So, but I just thought it was really cute and I just wanted to share it really quickly. Next, from Espir. This, I'm not buying this because it's not really for me. I don't like glowy blushes, but I just wanted to share it because what an interesting concept this was. It is a bundle of 3 liquid cheek products. You buy 1 shade, then you can buy 2 finishes like sparkles and stuff like that, and then once you have all 3, you can mix and match them together like using a palette or the back of your hand. You can mix them and make your own custom finishes of blushes or highlighters or whatever, and it's being advertised as a way to like get like K-pop idol makeup because like you can really customize it to whatever finish you want. It just seemed really interesting. I'm not gonna get it because it's just really not for me, but I just wanted to share, is this not just super cool? I feel like I kind of wish I'd see more brands doing this, like 1 blush color, 1 finish, or like 1 mixer, and you can like mix the 2 of them together how you want it. That seems really neat actually. Like I'd be down for it. I kind of want to see more brands do it maybe, but anyways, I just wanted to share that. I thought it was really cool. I've not ever seen, this is definitely something I've not ever seen before. I'm sure it's been done before, but this is my first time seeing it, okay? So I'm not saying that Espir did it first or anything like that. And you definitely can mix and match your own blushes by yourself. You don't need a brand specifically advertising a bundle for you to do that, but it's just kind of the first time I've really seen it being explicitly marketed as a bundle that you can mix things yourself. I just thought that was really cool. Okay, like, so I just want to share that. Next, we have from Pat McGrath. It was a new spring release, and it turned out to be a new shade of her blurring under eye powder in pink. I'm definitely not the only one wondering what the heck happened to Pat McGrath Labs, and I had someone on Instagram message me. Pat McGrath Labs has a new creative director, and the new creative director took to the position pretty much after the release of Moonlit Seduction. And I don't know about you, but that made a lot of things make sense to me because the Sunlit Seduction that came out after Moonlit Seduction was, I still don't have it. I'll buy it maybe if it's half off, but like, I didn't buy it, okay? And everything else since then has just been like super like, what the heck happened to her brand? And like, and the weirdest part is that her artistry that she still personally does as a working makeup artist, her artistry, her creations are still absolutely insane. Like when she did that recent runway show with the really glossy porcelain doll like look, she pretty much like blew everyone's minds. So it is so wild for somebody whose makeup artistry remains legendary to have a brand that seems to just like not really have an identity anymore. And like with the timing of when McGrath Labs got a new creative director and McGrath stopped doing that, it actually would make a lot of sense, because to me it seems like this new creative director just doesn't know what the hell they're doing. Like that's just the vibe I get. And so, but yeah, it would make the timing, like right after Moonlight Seduction is when I lost interest in the brand. It would make sense timing wise. So I just wanted to share that little bit of information with you. That's interesting. And I do, you know, I want to like McGrath Labs, so I really hope that maybe she'll come back and maybe like take the reins of her brand again, be a little bit more creatively involved, because I don't know, I feel like if I owned a brand and I handed the creative control off to somebody else so I had more time to do my own stuff, but then that person totally made the brand a train wreck, I'd want to go back and fix it because it's my brand. Like I feel like that's how I would feel. I don't know how it works in the realm of business, obviously, like taxes, finances, you know, McGrath herself is very busy, but I wonder if maybe, like, does she feel the same way? Like, I don't know. I really want to like the brand again, but yeah, I just wanted to mention that. Interesting, right? Okay, next from Phyto Surgeons. I initially was going to buy this on release. I was going to set an alarm and everything, but I don't have the budget, and if I bought them, it'd probably be like a month or two before I'd get to them, if that, so I ended up passing. I'll just wait for a restock, but Phyto Surgeons did release a new collection of singles. They are so pretty looking, and I do want all of them. It is called the Mystic Meadows collection. Really, really, really pretty, so sparkly. So different from his other releases, because some of his other cream shadows are more of like a satin formula, just like in a subtle sheen. These are a lot more sparkly, really pretty. I definitely, once they restock, I think maybe like in a month or two, I'll go ahead and grab them, but we'll have to see. I do really want them, but now was just not the right time. But okay, next, Romand released their Spring Fever collection. It is currently available in Korea, and I do see it on Beauty Box Korea. Tempted to get it. Their new Spring Fever collection is really, really, really nice looking. They released some new shades of glosses, which these are much brighter. I definitely want to buy these. They released some new shades of the Juicy Lasting tints, which I was surprised that they're releasing new shades of those, but it is quite a timeless formula, so I don't mind at all. These are a little bit more mute. I'm thinking about it. I'm probably going to end up getting them eventually. We'll see. And then there are two new eyeshadow palettes. These are all matte palettes, really, really pretty subtle colors. I don't own any eyeshadow palettes from Romand, mostly just because of the fact that there are so many things I want to spend my money on, and I just never end up having like the money to literally buy everything I want. You know, that'd be nice, but I don't. So I'm probably not gonna end up buying these, but I sure do like looking at them. They're very nice to look at. And then lastly, Romand released new Better Than Cheeks in a sparkly glowy formula. I'm going to be passing on these. I'm really not super into sparkly glowy blushes. Like I have to really, really be in the mood for it. Like I know YouTubers like Angelica Nyqvist really love a glowy cheek. I much prefer matte blushes, and then I just spot apply my highlighter. Like I'm definitely more of a matte blush person. That's just me. So I'm gonna pass on those blushes, but it is a really, really cute collection. I do love the new shades of the glosses. Definitely want to get those. And I do still need to get the Better Than contour as well. So I may be making a Beauty Box Korea order in the future, but I'll have to see, because yeah, I'll have to see. Like I'll have to do a lot of like addition to see what I can like squeeze out of this budget this month. Next from REM Beauty, they're releasing a couple of new things. Most of them I was like meh, but the one thing that did kind of catch my eye, which, what can I say? REM Beauty is going to be releasing a new under eye balm, a new energizing under eye balm, and it's pink instead of green. I am going to be more interested. I'm going to be interested to see a little bit more information on this before I decide if I pull the trigger or not. Energizing under eye balm, I don't know. I'm interested. I'll have to see more information on it, look at the ingredient list, and maybe even test it in store. Just see. It's not released yet. It's just been teased, but I'll see, okay? Like, forgive me, I'll see. And then next we've got Wakemake releasing new eyeshadow palettes. I still haven't gotten Blue Core or Black Hush / Born Dark or whatever it was. I really do want to buy them, but I'm just kind of like piling my beauty box cart together to minimize on shipping. But they did release a new palette that's lime themed. It has split pans, so it has more shades in it than the pans would suggest, because there is a diagonal split down the middle. I love how aesthetically pleasing Korean eyeshadow palettes are, but it is is so dangerous that they look just so elegant and cute and adorable and aesthetic. It's so dangerous because it just makes me want to buy them all. I don't know if the light lime shades in this palette are going to be any good. You know how Korean eyeshadows sometimes can be. You know, it's one of those things where if I already owned blue core and I saw how those performed, that would help me inform my decision to get lime, but I don't have that, so I have no information to go off of, but I just wanted to share it because it looks really cute. That's really all I had to say. Next, we have from Biro. Okay, I actually am going to be buying this. Yes, the limited makeup budget I have is, a chunk of it is going to this stupid ass palette. It's called the Mineralscapes palette, and I'm still salty. I missed out on Kalahari 3 times. I have Remembrance. It's nice. It's boring, but it's nice. And it really turned me on to the Biro formula. So I have confidence in the formula of Mineralscapes, but one of my best friends, like one of my best friends ever, they really love gems and minerals, and they love talking to me about gems and minerals. Whenever they add to their collection, they love having me come over and showing me. They love sending me pictures of things they got. They just love, I love talking about gems and minerals with them. I know nothing about gems and minerals, but they know a lot, and I just really, really like it when I learn about my friends' interests and fixations. Like, I just soak up that information like a sponge. So I have kind of a fondness for gems and minerals just purely because when I see them, it really just reminds me of my friend. And so I showed this palette to them, which they don't wear makeup, so it's not like it's something that they'd buy, but I showed it to them. I showed them the packaging and they were like, ooh, that's so pretty. And so yeah, there's a little bit of a sentimental feeling that's interwoven into me just wanting to buy it because I do genuinely like the color selection I'm seeing in there. I am seeing some redundant colors, but it looks like it's because they're different finishes. We'll see. I do genuinely really like the Biro formula. The packaging on the front is just, the minimal mineral art on the front is just so pretty and elegant. I do really like the Biro packaging, and yeah, I'm gonna buy it, so you can judge me. That's fine. Next, after that, I am very confused by this. I just wanted to talk about this because I'm confused. But I also think it has the potential to be quite interesting and maybe even innovative. Maybe. And it is the Natasha Denona High-Gen Skincare Infused Glow Beautifier. What in the Charlotte Tilbury is that name? So I don't really know what this is. Is it a finishing powder that's glowy? Is it a really subtle highlighter that can be used all over the face? Is it a buildable highlighter that can be built up to be intense? I actually don't know what it is, and I'm hoping that either my Sephora or Ulta will have it in store so I can figure out what it is. But depending on what it is, I could see myself being interested in it. Not full price, but like, I know Natasha Denona, she does pretty decent sales on her website these days, and her shipping is like in a flash, so fast. And her point system is not bad. So I do buy from her website a little bit more often than I used to now. Yeah, I could be interested in this. I'll have to see reviews. I'll have to like see it myself in store. I know the new Fenty Beauty subtle highlighters finally dropped on Ulta, and the reason I'm not really bringing those up is because even the lightest shade looks really, really dark, and honestly, overall, it looks kind of more like it's just going to be like a super dusty, low shine highlighter as opposed to like more of like that sheen. I feel like Natasha Denona might be more successful in pulling off that concept than Fenty will be. I'll see. There is a Fenty stand in my local Ulta now, so I'm sure they'll come in store and I can test it out, see if maybe the photos were inaccurate or something. You know, I'll do more digging into that, but this new trend of these kinds of highlighters, I'm not really so sure how they're meant to be used. I'm not really even so, like, the marketing, like the product description really doesn't give me any information. It's just a lot of buzzwords. But depending on what I see when I actually finally can test it out for myself, I could be interested. It does seem like it could potentially be pretty unique. Next, I wanted to talk about this really quickly. I do have 2 shades now that I bought when they were half off during a recent Sephora. I think it was like the President's Day sale or something. But Danessa Myricks is releasing new shades of color fixes in these beautiful pastel tones. They look so pretty. Now, I'm not going to be buying them anytime soon. She does have color fixes go half off occasionally, so if I were to add to my color fix collection, I'd wait for that. But I do have a lot of about face eye paints. I don't know how many more liquid shadows one person needs, but I also need to like actually use the color fixes I bought. I just haven't gotten around to using them yet. Again, pile of shame. But if I use them and I like them more than the about face eye paints, I may add to them if they go on sale. I mean, they're really not that much different price-wise from the eye paints, and if they go on sale, they're really not that bad, so I just wanted to point that out. I do really like Danirix as a brand. I don't own too much from her yet, mostly just because my interest in her spiked at a time when my makeup budget dropped. But I am really interested in her brand. I have the Groundworks palette in my Sephora cart, the rose one. I really do want to try more from her. Like, I really, really do. Next is a new limited edition Flower Nose collection. Now, I don't really know why they're calling it limited edition because none of their collections are permanent. Like, for example, the Circus Loose Setting Powder, it's not going to be restocked. It's not coming back. It's gone. But that collection wasn't specifically noted to be limited edition, so I don't know why they're saying the violet one is specifically limited edition when nothing they release is permanent. Maybe it's because it's more limited edition, I don't know, but it seems to just be a capsule extension of their Strawberry Rococo collection, so I do hope to be able to fit in a couple of pieces from this. Since it's a much smaller capsule collection, it's not gonna like run me out of my money. I'm probably gonna just go ahead and buy it from the global website because I do have some points stacked up at this point. As opposed to trying to like, you know, do Chinese shipping, because it is more convenient to buy from the global website even if I'm paying a markup, I'll be honest. So I'll probably do that. The palette looks really pretty. I don't know if I'm gonna get it, but maybe. I am probably going to end up picking up mostly the blushes and the liquid lipsticks, but we'll see. Overall, I do really like it. Strawberries are my favorite food, so anything strawberry themed automatically gets to me. Like, I remember when Julia Adams was talking about how she loves strawberries and strawberry themed stuff, and I was like, yeah, same, me too. So I definitely will be buying at least one or two things from this, but we'll see. And next, these dropped most recently. First of all, from 3 Concept Eyes, 3CE, so this is Style Nanda's makeup brand. They kind of, I haven't really been paying much attention to them recently. I still really, really, really want to pick up those hazy lip clays from them, but they're $19.99 each and I just haven't really had a chance yet. Plus they were on YesStyle for a hot second and then they vanished. So the only place I see them reliably right now is Beauty Box Korea. They are on Olive Young, but they are crazy expensive on Olive Young. But from 3CE released a new thing that low-key reminded me of Mob Beauty for some reason, and it's these all-rounder face palettes. It seems like it has multiple different textures and finishes in them. It has a blush, it has a highlighter that seems like it's almost like glossy, or is it just maybe just like a really sheer topper? I'm not sure. And then it has eyeshadows, and it has an eyeshadow that's advertised as being an eyeliner. I don't know if that means that it's different texturally, or if it's just being advertised as this dark shade is something you're most likely to use as eyeliner, given Korea's makeup trends and preferences. I don't know. There's very little information on Beauty Box Korea for me to go off of, so if this drops elsewhere and I can see more info on it, or if I see a Korean YouTuber talking about it, then I guess I'll figure out more from that. But it just seemed like really, I mostly am showing this because, again, Korean brands really know how to package and present things in a way that just looks so sleek, pleasant, and aesthetic. So it caught my eye. But also, like, it just seems really cool, right? 3CE is kind of pricey as far as K-beauty brands go, so I don't have the money for it, but I don't know. I wish I did because I think I would like, I kind of am interested in it, I'll be honest. And last but certainly not least, Kaja is releasing 2 new Beauty Bento Trio formula shades. I actually really, really like the Beauty Bentos. You don't see me use them on camera, but these are my favorite shades. These are my favorite palettes to use when I'm just like out and about, or especially if I'm out of town, because like they're tiny, so they just fit easily anywhere. So I bring them with me, like I brought them with me to China. My sister also really likes to borrow them because she really likes to use the shades. She finds that the Kaja Beauty Bentos, especially the brown ones, have those perfect neutral tones that she likes. So even though I don't use them often on camera, they are a very commonly used off-camera product for me. So they're releasing 2 new shades, and oh my god, they're so pretty. I definitely at some point in time will be having both. I don't usually buy them full price because Kaja does go on sale more often than they used to, but I think even if they just go 30% off, I may go ahead and pick up both. I don't know how limited these are or if they're permanent. I don't know. There are some Beauty Bento Trios I nearly missed out on because they were limited and I didn't realize, so lesson learned. So I will be picking these up eventually. Not now, but definitely eventually. They're both so pretty, and I love how the purple one is not just straight up lavender, so it's, you know, actually gonna like show up and it's not gonna look ashy. It is, yeah, it's really pretty. And I know the new sparkling topper formula that they have, it's a little bit contentious, but I personally really like it, so I'm excited. I like that a lot. And that's it. I did check right before I sat down to film. I did check all the Instagram accounts to make sure I wasn't missing anything that literally just dropped today, but I don't think I did. think I'm safe for now. So that's gonna be it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching this slightly longer makeup news video with me. Let me know if there's anything that caught your guys' eye. If there's anything in this video that I talked about that I sound like I'm interested in but you've already tried and you want to talk me out of it or talk me into it, let me know too. I'd love to hear your guys' experiences for anyone who's already used these products. And that'll be it from me. Thank you guys as always for tuning in. I hope to see you guys in the next one, and until then, take care. Bye bye.